Before a kitten ever opens its eyes or lets out that first tiny meow, an extraordinary story has already begun. Hidden from view, but guided by nature's most intricate design. From the moment life sparks inside a mother cat, a chain of miracles unfolds. Every heartbeat, every breath, every movement is part of a journey that transforms a single cell into a living, breathing creature. In the next few minutes, we'll step gently into that hidden world. No graphic scenes, just science, wonder, and the warmth of life itself. Like all mammals, cats reproduce through a natural process that begins with something almost poetic: timing. The female cat, called a queen, doesn't just choose any moment to conceive. Her body follows a rhythm, a cycle triggered by the changing length of daylight. This is why cats often go into heat in spring and summer when days are longer. In this period, known as estrus, she becomes more vocal, more affectionate, and sends subtle signals, not to us, but to the males around her, that she's ready for life to begin. When a tomcat, the male, encounters a queen in heat, the process is both instinctual and precise. Mating lasts only a short time, but the biology is fascinating. Cats are induced ovulators, which means the act of mating itself triggers the female's body to release eggs. This gives nature an advantage, ensuring that when sperm meets egg, it's at the perfect moment for fertilization. Within hours, if successful, tiny embryos begin their earliest stages of life, smaller than the head of a pin, yet carrying the complete blueprint of a future kitten. In the first week after conception, the queen continues her daily life almost unchanged. She still climbs her favorite perch, still hunts or plays, still naps in the sunlight. But inside, her body has already shifted its priorities. The fertilized eggs, now tiny clusters of cells, begin their journey down the fallopian tubes toward the uterus. Each cluster is dividing rapidly, multiplying into thousands of cells, yet all contained within a microscopic sphere. This is the quietest stage of life, invisible, but unstoppable. By the second week, the embryos have nestled into the uterine wall. Here, they will form a connection with the mother, the placenta, which acts as their lifeline. Through this delicate bridge, nutrients, oxygen, and warmth flow in. Waste products flow out. The queen's body starts producing hormones that help sustain the pregnancy, and while we may not see it yet, subtle changes are happening. She may nap a little more, her appetite might increase. Nature is quietly building the foundation for new life. Somewhere around day 15 to 18, something remarkable happens. The very first heartbeat. Each tiny kitten, no larger than a jelly bean, begins to pump blood through its own miniature circulatory system. This is when life becomes not just a cluster of cells but a growing creature with its own rhythm. If you could listen inside, you would hear the rapid fluttering of many hearts, each one a promise of the meows, purrs, and paw steps yet to come. As the days pass, the queen's pregnancy moves into its most creative stage. Around week 4, the embryos have grown enough for a veterinarian to detect them with a gentle abdominal palpation or an ultrasound. Inside the womb, their once simple shapes are becoming unmistakably feline. Tiny limbs begin to sprout, heads round out, tails extend like soft curling threads. Even their facial features are forming: miniature noses, eyelids, and the beginnings of those signature cat ears that will one day swivel toward every sound. During this stage, whisker buds appear. Yes, even before birth, these whiskers will help them sense the world the moment they arrive. Their claws, too, begin to grow inside protective sheaths, ready for the adventures ahead. The queen's body expands to accommodate her growing family. Her belly becomes rounder, her movements slightly slower, yet she still grooms herself with the same elegance, unaware, or perhaps perfectly aware of the precious life she carries. By the end of week 5, the kittens are covered in fine silky fur. Their paw pads take on soft pink or black hues, a preview of their future markings. Remarkably, their tiny brains are already active, sending electrical signals as they practice movements, stretching, flexing, even twitching in what could be the earliest forms of dreaming. Imagine, before their eyes ever open, before their first breath, they may already be chasing phantom butterflies in the safety of their mother's womb. As the pregnancy enters its final 2 weeks, the kittens begin their last vital stage of development. Their fur thickens into a soft protective coat that will keep them warm in their first days outside the womb. Whiskers grow long and sensitive, and their ear canals start to open, though they won't fully hear until days after birth. Even their claws become sharper, a small but essential tool for climbing toward their mother's warmth and milk. Meanwhile, the queen's body begins sending her quiet signals. Her appetite may change, sometimes eating smaller meals more often. She may seek out secluded, quiet spots, under a bed, in a closet, or in a specially prepared nesting box. This is instinct at work, the deep ancestral drive to find a safe place to welcome new life. Her behavior becomes more deliberate, her movements more careful, as though she knows each step brings her closer to that first meow. In the final day, the kitten's senses are nearly complete. They can now detect changes in light through their closed eyelids, and their tiny noses begin storing scent memories even before they are born, a biological gift that will help them recognize their mother instantly. Their muscles strengthen with practice movements, preparing them for the challenge of birth. And then, when the time is right, nature takes over. The queen's body will begin gentle contractions, starting the journey that will carry each kitten from the quiet darkness of the womb into a world of warmth, sound, and love. When the moment arrives, the queen's body is ready. Contractions become stronger, rhythmic, and purposeful. She may pace, purr, or knead her bedding, instinctively preparing herself. Birth usually happens in a quiet, dimly lit space, where she feels safe from predators and disturbances. The first kitten is often the hardest to deliver, but once the process begins, nature's design carries it forward, each contraction guiding a new life toward the world. A kitten is born inside a thin, transparent membrane called the amniotic sac. In the wild and even at home, the mother immediately takes action. She gently tears the sac with her teeth, freeing the newborn so it can breathe. With delicate licks, she stimulates the kitten's tiny lungs into action. Within seconds, a faint, high-pitched mew may escape, the first voice of a new life. Each kitten is born separately, usually within 15 to 45 minutes of the last. Between births, the mother rests, nurses the earlier arrivals, and tends to her own body. This rhythm allows her to bond with each kitten as it arrives, ensuring none are neglected. Litter sizes can vary from 1 to 8 kittens, depending on the breed and the individual cat, but no matter the number, each one receives the same devoted care. Once all the kittens have arrived, the nest is alive with movement. The newborns, eyes closed and ears folded, begin instinctively searching for warmth and milk. Guided by their sense of smell and touch, they find their way to their mother's belly. The queen settles into a deep, satisfied stillness, purring softly, her way of reassuring her new family. In this moment, the journey from first heartbeat to first meow is complete, yet the story of their lives has only just begun. In the first 24 hours, the nest becomes a world of quiet sounds, the steady rhythm of the mother's purr, the tiny squeaks of the kittens, the rustle of their movements against soft bedding. They cannot see or hear yet, but they can feel warmth, and that is all they need to know they are safe. The queen rarely leaves them, only slipping away briefly for food and water, before returning to curl back around them. By the end of the first week, the kittens' bodies begin subtle transformations. They double in weight, their fur thickens, and their tiny claws emerge sharper. At this stage, they are still entirely dependent. Their only jobs are to eat, sleep, and grow. The mother's milk is a perfect formula, rich in antibodies that protect them from illness. This invisible shield is their first defense in the outside world. At around 10 to 14 days, something magical happens. Their eyes begin to open. At first, the world appears as a blur of shapes and light. Their blue eyes, common to all newborn kittens, reflect a sense of curiosity still untamed. Their ears, which were folded shut, now start to stand and turn toward sounds, the first faint hints of their future alertness as hunters. By 3 weeks, wobbly steps begin. They teeter forward, sometimes tumbling, but each fall teaches balance. Play emerges, gentle paw swipes at littermates, mock wrestling, and the first pounces on invisible prey. These early games are practice for survival, written into their instincts by thousands of years of evolution. The queen watches closely, intervening only when needed. As the 4th week arrives, the kittens are no longer just surviving, they are thriving. Their personalities begin to shine. Some are bold explorers, others stay close to the nest, observing. they start to nibble at solid food, though milk is still their main source of nourishment. Their bond with their mother remains unshakable, her presence is the center of their small universe. In just a few short weeks, they have gone from silent, fragile newborns to active, playful young cats. The journey from first heartbeat to first meow has been one of constant growth, care and instinct. Each kitten now carries the legacy of countless generations, ready to continue the story of the domestic cat, whether in the comfort of a human home, or under the open sky. The birth of a cat is more than a biological process. It is a living story of nature's precision, a reminder of how life begins with something as small as a heartbeat and grows into something as full of wonder as a meow. If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to subscribe for more fascinating, family-friendly animal science.